2024, consisting of over 3,000 athletes from the participating country. Any moment from now, the parade commander to the troops in preparation of the national and anthem as well as hoisting of the flags. I at this point humbly request that once the national anthem as well as the OSMA anthem is being sounded, I please request to rise, officers and warrant officers in uniform to salute. At this point, may I request the parade commander to please carry on with the rest of the parade. The parade commander, please. The parade commander has retired the parade in preparation for the hoisting of the Amga OSMA flag as well as the...
Okay. Okay, why are they giving parade there?
Maybe people were on top of the stage. Nobody on top of the stage. Oh.
People say, but they are nobody. Okay. Okay. So
this will specifically go slap them now, but
dignitaries may have your seats. Thank you. That will be Nigerian national anthem as well as OSMA anthem while hosting these tournaments.
Por favor, inglese, todos.
They want to have shown flag instead, not just the anthem, because that is where everything is.
Your Excellency, the Special Minister for the distinguished guests, very senior officers, ladies and gentlemen. Warming the parade commander, Lieutenant Commander A.A. Obalaja, having successfully witnessed the hoisting of the squad flag, is now marching smartly to take his position in preparation for the oath-taking ceremony by the participating countries as well as the officiating officials.
That level.
Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, may I respectfully invite Brigadier General A.R. Bello, the Acting Director of the Physical Training Army, who is also the Chairman of the Technical Committee, to conduct the next segment of the event, which is the oath-taking ceremony. The Chairman. Any moment from now, we shall witness the flag bearers representing the team leaders of each of the participating nations. We proceed for the oath-taking ceremony. Special guest of honor, very senior officer retired, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At the moment, the flag bearers representing the team leaders of each participating nation are marching smartly in preparation for the oath-taking ceremony.
Mesdames et messieurs, tous les pays représentés ici par le drapeau vont devant pour faire la prestation du serment.
يمثلون العساكر الأعلام الدولية.
Nosotros amadas flagra de Nigeria agora.
الأفريقي الذي يقوم في أبوجا.
Nosotros jogas amadas aquí agora en Abuja.
Guest of honor,
Mesdames et messieurs, nous assistons maintenant à la prestation de serment des pays participants.
des forces
The Chairman Technical Committee, Brigadier A.R. Bello, has administered the oath to the representative of the participating countries, and they are now marching smartly to take their position in front of their various guards. He will also administer the oath to the officiating officials.
يرجع القائدون بعد التعهد الدولي.
Ils viennent juste de prêter serment. Tous les pays africains représentés ici à Mouchou, à Biola.
Your Excellency, distinguished guests, very senior officers have retired. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment, the Chairman Technical Committee has administered the oath to the participating countries as well as the officiating official. The special guests of all, distinguished guests, very senior officers, ladies and gentlemen, it may interest you to know that the objective of the second edition of the African Military Game Abuja 2024 is to foster unity and understanding
الهدف من هذا البرنامج هو الاتحاد بين الدول الأفريقية.
L'objectif de cette compétition est de renforcer les liens d'amitié parmi les forces armées africaines.
Estados luego focas amada de nigerianos.
special guest of honor, very senior officers, ladies and gentlemen. At the moment, the band has now taken position to prepare space for the next programs of the event. At the moment, the parade commander is marching smartly alongside the sport flags to take position in preparation of the next item of the program. The special guest of honor, distinguished guests, very senior officers, ladies and gentlemen. The theme for this year's game is enhancing military cooperation through sport. And it may interest you to know that the objective of the second edition of the African Military Games, Abuja 2024, is to foster unity and understanding, as well as strengthen the collaborative efforts among the armed forces of the Organization of Military Sport in African member nations to defeat all common enemies of peace and security in Africa. The game will also serve as a platform for African countries to interact, build friendship among the armed forces of the participating countries, thereby evaluating and enhancing the mental and physical fitness of the military personnel through fostering team spirit, esprit de corps, sportsmanship, camaraderie among participants. Distinguished guests, very senior officers, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, I have the honor and privilege to invite the Chief Delegate, Air Vice Marshal A.T. Marquis, for the welcome remarks. The Chief Delegate, sir.
Mesdames et messieurs, nous allons assister au discours du chef de la délégation. The special guest of honor, sir, and the grand patron of the second African Military Games, Abuja 2024, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, here ably represented by Senator Kashim Shettima, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, ably represented by the Chairman, House Committee on Defense, Babajimi Benson, the Honorable Minister of Defense, Muhammadu Badoro Abubakar, the Honorable Minister of State for Defense, the Chairman, National Sports Commission, the President of Organization of Military Sport in Africa, ambassadors of all participating countries here present, heads of delegation of all participating countries, our amiable chief host, the Chief of Defense Staff, Armed Forces of Nigeria, General Christopher Bobby Musa, other Chief of Defense Staff of participating countries here present, Service Chiefs of the Armed Forces of Nigeria and participating countries, as well as Inspector General of Police, heads of other security and paramilitary agencies here present, very senior officers of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, serving and retired, captains of industry, distinguished invited guests, members of the Chairman Local Organizing Committee, and officiating officials of the African Military Games, Abuja 2024, esteemed participants from sister countries, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all to this auspicious and historical event. Distinguished guests, honorable delegates and athletes, esteemed leaders of our armed forces, participating officials, and all supporters of this remarkable event, it gives me immense pride and honor that I stand before you as the chairman of the organizing committee to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to the African Military Games participants for the year 2024. First and foremost, I want to thank the Lord Almighty for His guidance, protection in bringing all athletes, officials and guests safely and soundly to this historic occasion. It is through His grace that we are gathered here in peace and unity. This prestigious event celebrates not only the strength, discipline, and camaraderie of our armed forces, but also the shared spirit of unity, resilience, and peace across our beloved continent. The African Military Games represent more than just a showcase of athletic prowess. It is a testament to the values that bind us: teamwork, perseverance, and the pursuit of excellence. Through every competition, we foster deeper understanding and solidarity among nations, reminding us that despite our diverse cultures and backgrounds, we stand together as one. I would like to thank the Organization of Military Sport in Africa for giving Nigeria the hosting right to host this continental event. To our sponsors, too numerous to mention, but conspicuously seen through their branded banners, we want to say a big thank you. Next, I would like to thank General Leo Irabo, the immediate past Chief of Defense Staff, who accepted the challenge of hosting this event. Very importantly, I want to extend our warmest gratitude to the current Chief of Defense Staff, who embraced the possibilities in hosting these games and is running with a blazing light. We equally extend our gratitude to the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory for graciously and massively supporting these games and also allowing these games to hold in this vibrant city and providing the enabling environment for the success of these games. We also want to thank all stakeholders in the sport ecosystem of Nigeria for their immense support and unwavering belief in this vision. I would like to extend our gratitude to the Minister of Defense and the entire national security agencies for both moral and financial support. To state governors who identified and worked with us through this journey, we say a big thank you. Allow me also to express a deep appreciation to His Excellency, the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for his unwavering support and commitment to this event. Your leadership continues to inspire and strengthen our shared vision of unity and excellence. This is truly renewed hope. To the athletes, you are the heart of the celebration. Your presence here is a testament to your dedication and the rigorous preparation you have undertaken to represent your nations. Whether you win or lose, your participation is a victory in itself, a symbol of strength and vitality of our armed forces. I encourage you to compete with the highest level of sportsmanship, honor, and respect for fellow participants. May these games challenge you to push you to your place and inspire excellence in effort. To the officials and volunteers who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes, your effort has brought this vision to life. I extend my deepest gratitude for your unwavering dedication
and professionalism as we embark on this exciting journey over the coming days. I encourage all of us to celebrate not only the achievement on the field, but also the friendship and alliances that we undoubtedly within this period. Let us now believe in the shared vision of one continent, one game, one continent, one move, one continent, one victory. Thank you, and I wish everyone a memorable experience. You are all welcome to Nigeria. Bienvenue. Boa Avindos. Karibu. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Mesdames et messieurs, vous venez d'écouter l'allocution du président du comité local de l'éducation, Evans Marshall Maki. Il a exprimé sa gratitude d'être ici, d'accueillir tous les pays participants. Il a aussi exprimé que cet événement marque la camaraderie et l'unité entre les forces armées africaines.
لجنة إدارة تنظيم الألعاب الأسبوعية الأفريقية. بعد كلمات الشكر والتقدير تكلم حول التعاون والأمن خلال هذه الألعاب، ثم عكس العادات والثقافات الأفريقية. بعد ذلك يمثل قيم القوات المسلحة الأفريقية في هذه الألعاب، ثم شكر لكل من ساهم في تنظيم هذا البرنامج. شجع المشاركون جميعا.
Ecom Grandala Agora e Emissa Algerakil Estudiante Vose oggi dia 20 novembre 2024 Studio Nacional Mushud Abiola na grande décidé de Abuja na Nigeria para ceremonia do albatora da segunda dos Judos Militares Africanos o Expote e Oma Federento.
Thank you very much. Please let's put our hands together for the chief delegates. With the speech of the chief delegate now over, the special guest of honor, sir, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I humbly request another resounding round of applause for the chief delegates.
Next remarks is by the President, Organization of Military Sports in Africa. May I at this point respectfully invite the President, Organization of Military Sports in Africa, Major General M. Abdullahi, for his remarks. The OSMA President, sir.
Our President, Commander-in-Chief of Nigerian Armed Forces, Alhaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu, ably presented by our Vice President from the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCOM, Honorable Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.J. Musa, our former CDS, General Gabriel Onanishake and General Lucky Erabo. These are the two pioneers of this African Military Games that is hosting today. Our service chiefs, both serving and former service chiefs here present, sir. The Chairman Organizing Committee, Air Vice Marshal A.T. Marquis, senior officers, the Secretary General of OSMA, the Treasurer of OSMA, my chief delegate for all African countries here present, delegates, our athletes, our friends, members of the press, our friends and supporters of OSMA, our lovely and beautiful wives here present, ladies and gentlemen. The Organization of Military Sport in Africa, which is a French connotation that says Organisation du Sport Militaire in Africa, that's in French. The literal meaning in English is African Military Sport Council. It was founded and created by three great generals of Africans. The first among them is General Ishola Williams of Nigeria. Number two is General Poten of Senegal. And number three, the third of them is Colonel Hamad Kakao Malbon of Nigeria. Their aims 20 years ago for creating this organization is to foster unity, solidarity, and comradeship among the armed forces of African countries. If you could remember, the International Military Sport Council, which OSMA was drawn from, was created 75 years ago, immediately after the Second World War. Our aims is unity among the armed forces and to bring peace in Africa. That is why our motto in OSMA is friendship through sports. It is with great pride and immense joy that I stand before you today, the 20th day of November 2024 at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in our great city, Abuja in Nigeria, for the opening ceremony of the second African Military Games. Let me reiterate that sports that we are going to watch for the next 10 days or so is a powerful tool used in promoting unity. Let me repeat it again. Sport is a powerful tool in promoting unity, peace, tolerance, understanding among all categories of people in the world, irrespective of culture, religion, and profession, like ours members of the armed forces. That is why in OSMA we carefully selected our mottos to be friendship through sport. It can be recalled that the first edition was held in Nairobi, the Republic of Kenya, 22 years ago, under the leadership of the late President of Kenya, His Excellency President Daniel Arap Moi. Today, in Abuja, Nigeria, marks not just commencement of a remarkable African Military Sporting Festival with the theme enhancing military cooperation in Africa through sports. Also, a celebration of unity, strength, and indomitable spirit of our great continent, Africa. As we gather here today, we are reminded of the rich tapestry of cultures, tradition, and history that make up a great continent like ours here, Africa. This game Games provide us with an extraordinary platform to showcase not only the athletes' prowess of our military personnel, but also the bond, solidarity, understanding that unite us as native in our African continent. Through sport, we transcend borders, fostering unity and mutual respect, understanding among the armed forces of Africa. To our athletes that are here, you are the embodiment of discipline, dedication, and resilience. Your commitment to excellence inspires us all in African continent. As you compete, remember, as you compete, our athletes, remember that you carry the hopes and dreams of your countries and represent the values of honor and integrity that are the hallmarks of military service we are in now. May you compete fiercely, but yet fairly. And may the spirit of sportsmanship guide you in every challenge you face. My humble self, as OSMA President, members of OSMA Board of Directors, the executive members and the chief delegate of all the African countries of this great organization, extend our hearty gratitude to Nigerian Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Bola Tinubu, the Honorable Minister of Defense, Alhaji Muhammadu Badr Abubakar, the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Yesu Mwiki, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Babi Musa, the local organizing committee, our volunteers, sponsors, and all our supporters who have worked tirelessly to ensure the success of this second African military games. The Chief of Defense Staff, sir, General C.J. Musa, the Honorable Minister of Defense, the Honorable Minister of FCT, your support has been in no doubt made this event a memorable experience for all of us in Africa. The Chief of Defense Staff, sir, your effort has not gone unnoticed. We appreciate all what you have done for our great association, for our armed forces in Africa, and we appreciate all your commitment from the beginning of this journey to making this game a resounding victory. As we embark on this journey together, let us celebrate not only the victories that we achieved on the field, but also the friendship that will forge in the spirit of this competition. Let us remember that we are all part of a larger family of African armed forces, the one that stand in pursuit of peace, security, progress for our great continent, Africa. In conclusion, may the best team and individual shine. May this second African military games, with the theme enhancing military cooperation in Africa through sports, be a testimony to our collective strength and unity. May God Almighty bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the entire armed forces of Africa. Thank you and God bless.
Le général El Abdoulaye a souligné que le sport est un outil puissant de promouvoir l'unité, la paix et la tolérance entre les peuples, quelle que soit leur culture, religion ou profession.
هذه كلمات رئيس تنظيم الرياضات العسكرية في أفريقيا، فبعد القدوم الشهيد الرياض الوطني افتتاحها.
General Christopher Musa, General Loki Irabo, todos nosotros falamos muito obrigado, all boys, vindas.
The special guest of honor, sir, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, that was the remarks by the OSMA president. May I humbly request another round of applause for the OSMA president. Moving on quickly onto the next item on the program of events is the Chief of Defense Staff remarks. At this point, may I most respectfully invite the 18th Chief of Defense Staff, the Chairman Chiefs of Defense Staff ECOWAS, and the Chief Host of Africa Military Games Abuja 2024, General Christopher Gwabin Musa OSMA, for his much anticipated remarks. The Chief of Defense Staff, sir.
Thank you very much. Our special guest of honor and Grand Patron Second African Military Games, Abuja 2024, His Excellency Bola Tinubu, GCFR, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by our own Senator Kashim Shettima, the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, GCON, the Honorable Minister of Defense, His Excellency Mohammed Badaru Abubakar CON, all members of the Ministry of Defense, Minister of State, the PAMSEC Ministry of Defense, Chairman National Sports Commission, the service chiefs here present, both serving and retired, the Secretary General of the Organization of Military Games, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Inspector General of Police and other head of service and security agencies, the Chairman National Sports Commission, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. At the beginning it seemed it was impossible. We thank God Almighty for making it possible today. It is indeed with immense pride and great honor that I welcome you to the second edition of the African Military Games here in the heart of Nigeria, our vibrant and resilient capital, Abuja. Today we celebrate not just the physical prowess of our athletes, but also the unity, resilience, and cooperation that binds armed forces across the African continent. We are all one and the same. As we stand on this grand stage, we cannot overlook the foundation laid 22 years ago during the first edition of the African Military Games held in the beautiful city of Nairobi, Kenya. That historic event marked a new chapter in our collective efforts to foster camaraderie and collaboration among African athletes. An inspiring president showcasing the power of sports as a unifying force, transcending borders and emphasizing shared values. Building on that success, we are proud to host the second edition of these games, which was planned by my predecessor, General Leo, before I took over. Nigeria is committed to upholding the legacy of excellence and inclusivity, ensuring that this event serves as a platform not just for competition, but for strengthening the ties that bind our continent together. This second edition is featuring 19 sport events with over 1,675 participants from 25 participating countries. The objective of the game is to foster unity and understanding, as well as strengthening the collaborative efforts among the armed forces of organization of military sports in Africa member nations. In a world often marked by security challenges, conflicts and crises, these games remind us of the power of collaboration and shared purpose. True sports will transcend borders and barriers, focusing on the ideas of teamwork, discipline and mutual respect, values intrinsic to the military ethos. On our part, the armed forces of Nigeria will continue to project the excellent relationship with the armed forces of other African nations and further seek areas for more collaboration and synergy of efforts. I have no doubt in my mind that by building bridges of understanding through healthy competition, the efforts and sacrifices made continent for all aggression and internal insurrection will be a lot easier. I therefore wish to encourage all athletes from the participating countries to imbibe the spirit of sportsmanship and strive to put their optimal performance towards winning laurels. To the officiating team, I urge you to be fair and professional in your task of presiding over the various elements that will be competed for our athletes. To our fans across the continent, I encourage you to start the moment while sharing your team's victory. Also, seize the opportunity to enjoy the warmth and hospitality of our beautiful city and its people. Let this be a moment to remember. To the athletes, by the habit of these games, as you step into the field, track, or court, remember that your efforts inspire countless others. You represent not only your respective nation but also the collective strength of Africa. Compete with honor, integrity, and spirit of camaraderie that this event embodies. To the organizers and stakeholders, I commend your hard work and dedication in making this event a reality. It takes a vision and determination to bring together such a wide array of talent and resources. Your efforts are a testament to what we can achieve when we work together for a common goal. For international guests, your presence enriches this gathering and reinforcing the bonds that connect us as military forces and as a global community. We hope you feel the warmth and hospitality of Nigeria and live with lasting memories of this beautiful city. Let us use this platform to not only celebrate athletic excellence, but also to foster deeper cooperation among our armed forces. Let the spirit of these games inspire us to work together for peace, stability, and prosperity across Africa. Permit me to use this opportunity to express our profound appreciation to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his unwavering support and passion to hosting the best of the continent. I would also like to appreciate our special guest of honor, His Excellency the Vice President, for being here. Also, I extend same to the Honorable Minister of Defense, Minister of State Defense, the PAMSEC, all members of Ministry of Defense who have continued to give us all the support that is required. Once again, to remember the Minister of Federal Capital who made this possible. His giant support and his interest has made this possible. We say thank you. Special thanks also goes to the Director General of the National Sports Commission for providing the evidence. We met him once and he gave us all that we needed. We say a big thank you and all the sports community and the Federal Federation for providing professional guidance toward hosting of this event. I also warmly appreciate the service chiefs for their support all through the organization up to date, and we know you continue to support us. Finally, our sincere thanks goes to the ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, our wonderful, beautiful wives, all invited guests, friends of the military, the media and spectators for blessing us with your presence. It is my hope and fervent prayers that you will find the games a worthwhile and pleasurable experience. As we embark on this journey over the coming days, I urge everyone to uphold the values of fairness, unity, and respect. I also want to call on to all Nigerians to come and attend and enjoy the games. May these games ignite friendships, build stronger ties, and leave a legacy of harmony for generations to come. Long live Africa. Thank you, and may the best teams win. Thank you, and God bless you.
Mesdames et messieurs, vous venez. Mesdames et messieurs, vous venez d'assister au discours du chef d'état-major de la défense, le général Moussa. Sidi Moussa, qui a chaleureusement accueilli tous les pays participants pour cet événement. Il a dit que l'objectif de ces Jeux est de renforcer l'unité entre les forces armées des pays africains. Il a aussi également encouragé tous les participants à bien compétir et à savourer notre ville Abuja. Il a aussi remercié le président de la République du Nigeria, son excellence Bola Ahmed Tinubu, pour son soutien.
مالك الحوار والتشكر ثم كان تهدف الآن لتعزيز الوحدة والتفاهم وتعكس جهود المبذولة لتصدق الأهميات الأمنية في القارة الأفريقية خاصة من منطقة الساحل. ونحن نعمل على تعزيز استعداد الجنود من خلال الرياضة. ثم أكد التزام القوات المسلحة النيجيرية بتعزيز التعاون مع القوات المسلحة الأفريقية الأخيرة من خلال هذه الفعالة. ثم شكر الحضور الكرام رئاسهم رئيس الدولة والمهاجرون وكل من شارك في تنظيم هذه المهمة.
Boas vidas a nosotros, convidado especial de honra, chef de Estado, Focas Amida, General Christopher Musa, President, Comandante en Chef das Focas Amida, República Federal, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nosotros falamos muito obrigado hoje, todos.
Thank you very much. Please let's put our hands together for the Chief Host and the Chief of Defense Staff for that wonderful remarks. Thank you very much, sir. The next item on the program of events is the special guest of honor's keynote address. Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, senior officers, serving and retired, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, may I have the singular honor and privilege to most respectfully invite the special guest of honor, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, here ably represented by Senator Kashim Shettima, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, for his remarks. And thereafter, he may declare the event open. The special guest of honor, sir.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Rajuddin Abbas, ably represented by Honorable Baba Jimmy Benson, Chairman House Committee on Defense. The Honorable Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar MNI, the Chairman, National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Communications, Sunday Dari, members of the Diplomatic Corps present, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gavin Musa, OFR, the Acting Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal H.B. Abubakar, President Organization of African Military Force in Africa, Major General Maikano Abdullahi, Chairman Local Organizing Committee, Air Vice Marshal Abidemi Timothy Marcus, Heads of Government Agencies and Parastatals, Heads of Security and Paramilitary Agencies, Heads of Delegation from participating nations, esteemed participants, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound gratitude and immense pride that I welcome you all to Nigeria for the second edition of the Africa Military Games Abuja 2024. This occasion is more than a gathering of extraordinary athletes. It is an undeniable reminder of the cooperation that binds the military institutions across our continent, Africa. Today we reaffirm the promise of what we can achieve when we stand together, not just as neighbors, close and distant, but as guardians of the continent that depends on your various sacrifices and unyielding dedication. To our esteemed participants and guests, I assure you that this will be a memory to cherish,
not just for you, but for all of us.
In Abuja is a testament to the enduring spirit of unity and camaraderie that defines our shared purpose as Africans. We are deeply honored to host this prestigious event, especially as we reflect on the fact that the first edition of the Africa Military Games was held over 2 decades ago in Nairobi, Kenya. It is remarkable to think that we are now reviving this grand tradition. This makes the Abuja edition feel like the first, which only deepens its significance and inspires us to ensure its continuity for generations to come. I commend the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gavin Musa, OFR, and the President of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa, OSMA, Major General M. Abdullahi,
for their vision, leadership, and commitment in bringing this event to life.
The theme of this year's games, enhancing military cooperation in Africa through sports, will not be more fitting. The timing of this gathering demonstrates the wisdom and foresight of its organizers. Every leader and military strategist knows that the security challenges we face across our continent cannot be addressed through kinetic measures alone. We must refine and deepen the friendships and partnerships that have long existed amongst us. Our collective safety and the well-being of our people demand that we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, as one united Africa. And we need one another more than ever before. This event also highlights the vital importance of the physical fitness of our personnel through activities beyond mandatory combat training. Sports not only keep us physically fit, but also instill
such as integrity, excellence, and discipline. It is through fitness, both physical and mental,
that we ensure effective service delivery in our various capacities. When our men and women are fit, they are better equipped to confront the challenges of their duties with resilience and confidence. Indeed, there is no greater inspiration for the members of our armed forces to step in than the multitude of
challenges confronting our continent. Beyond physical strength, we must be mentally and emotionally fortified to cope with the enormous demands of safeguarding
our values and aspirations. Here in Nigeria, the current leadership of our armed forces, as exemplified by this
hold the highest standards of
professionalism, discipline, loyalty, and dedication in the execution of their duties. The successes we have recorded in addressing security threats and violence crimes across our nation would not have been possible without the unwavering commitment of our armed forces. For this, I commend all of you, our servicemen and women across Africa, for your invaluable contribution to safeguarding lives and property. Gatherings like this present a unique opportunity to cross-fertilize ideas, share experiences, and reinforce the bonds that unite us in the defense of our nations. We cannot afford to slow down. On the contrary, we must build more alliances to intensify our fight against security threats and to play our part in keeping Africa safe.
Finds our respective armed forces will build a safer, stronger Africa. Finally, as I declare the second edition of the African Military Games, Abuja 2024 officially open, I wish to once again congratulate the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chairman of the Local Organizing Committee, the OSMA President, and all officers, soldiers, and civilian staff who have worked tirelessly to bring this auspicious event to fruition. I wish every participant a successful and memorable week of competition. Thank you, and may God bless us all. Long live Africa. Long live the Federal Republic.
Président, sénateur Kachim Shetima, dans son allocution tous les pays participants à la deuxième édition des Jeux militaires africains, dont le thème est de renforcer la coopération militaire en Afrique par le sport. Il a souligné avec espoir que cet événement suscitera un esprit de camaraderie et d'unité africaine. Il a aussi félicité
لقد استمعنا إلى خطاب
Please, let's give the special guest of honor another that sounding round of applause for that wonderful remarks. The next item on the program of events is lighting of torch. Sir, before you take your seat, may I humbly request that you carry out the stacks and to be accompanied by the Chief of Defense Staff, the OSMA President, and the Chief Delegates. Permit me to invite Private Okon Friday of the Directorate of Army Physical Training in Abuja. Please. In this sequence, after the torch is lit, it will be taken to the fireball, and when that is done, it will signify the official commencement of the African Military Game, Abuja 2024.
signifie le début de l'ouverture des Jeux africains, les Jeux militaires africains 2024.
Please bring it to the Vice President.
ثم بعد كلمات الرئيس نائب الرئيس الجمهورية النيجيرية يمثل انطلاق النار لافتتاح هذه الحفلة العظيمة.
He's on his way.
النار آت والآن يأخذ النار ويباشر مبادرة بانطلاق النار لافتتاح هذه الحفلة.
Put your hands together for that process. The President hands it over back to the torchbearer as he will proceed to the fire bowl.
والآن الرئيس الدولة ممثلا من رئيس
19NA78 4439 Private Accord Friday of the Directorate of Army Physical Training, Abuja 2021, gold medal, has won gold medal at the
Armed Forces and Security Games. He's also a gold medalist as he has won a gold medal in the National Sports Festival Marathon in Delta State 2022 for 3,000 meter triple chase. No wonder he has the energy that he possesses.
ولقد استمعنا إلى خطاب القائد الأعلى للقوات المسلحة النيجيرية الرئيس بولا أحمد تينبو جيسي أفلاق ممثلا بمحارة من قبل نائب رئيس الجمهورية النيجيرية الفيدرالية سيناتور كاشم شتيما.
Please let's put our hands together for that process. With the lighting of the torch now over, the parade commander will take permission to march off the parade from the president.
فيما يلي خطابه الرئيسية الحاضر إلى ضمان ما يلي: الأول تعامل على التعاون والوحدة والحفاظ على الثقافة بين القارات الإفريقية والروسية والاتحاديات
the distinguished guests in the building. Enough of all the formalities, and we're about to have some fun tonight.
تسيروا خارج الميدان. هذا ممثل بسيط لخروجهم لتمثل الوحدة بينهم. البلدان عديدة، أي واحد على الجلوس، وكل من جاء التاريخية. Todos focus amidad para agora. بخلاف الأفارقة من العسكرية كلهم اجتمعوا والآن يغادرون الموسم.
Mesdames et messieurs, vous assistez maintenant le départ, la défilée de chaque pays représentant des forces armées de leur pays ici au Nigeria à Abuja le 20 novembre 2024. Alors dans un moment, nous allons assister à la prestation artistique. Je vous invite à danser et à vous amuser.
وبعد ذلك سيكون إقامة بعض النشاطات بعد كل هذه البروتوكولات من المغني والمغنيات وأصحاب الرقص. Finalmente, pocas amigas para escritorio agora. Muito obrigada a todos. والاحتفال لم تنتهي. الاحتفال لن تنتهي. الاحتفال لم تنتهي وتبدأ الآن.
Mesdames et messieurs, vous voyez que l'unité marque la grande victoire partout où il y a l'unité, il y a toujours la victoire. Mesdames et messieurs, tous ces pays représentants ici sont unis pour combattre les ennemis de l'Afrique centrale également. Mesdames et messieurs, s'il vous plaît, veuillez applaudir pour ces pays participants du Jeu militaire africain 2024.
وندعوكم إلى بعض هذه اليوم لتشاهدوا الآخر مما بقي من الألعاب العسكرية من هذه الأيام.
República do Federal Nigeria nosotros milité para agora, para muito escritora. Todos muito bem hoje, muito bem todos.
لم ينتهي بعد. هذه البداية وننطلق غدا بإذن الله.
Vous voyez que l'unité fait la force. Et en regardant ce défilé, vous voyez que tous les officiers représentés, tous les pays représentés ici sont vraiment contents et ils sont prêts à s'unir ensemble pour combattre l'ennemi qui veut détruire notre beau continent, le continent africain.
يغادرون الجيش.
صفقوا 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 يا للبراعة يا للبراعة صفقوا.
Excelente todos, excelente nosotros milité en Abuja hoy, excelente.
Special guest of honor, distinguished invited guests, very senior officers, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for that wonderful parade performance.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez applaudir pour cette belle présentation du défilé.
We are now done with the technical aspects of this event. It is now time to relax. We have a couple of performances. Any minute from now, it will start happening. Stay tuned and enjoy.
لم ينتهي بعد فيه بعض الأشياء. الآن نقدم دي جي
Sinho e Sinhora.
Special guest of honor, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, may we all rise for the national anthem.
نشيد الوطن.
Officers and warrant officers on uniform are to salute. Thank you very much.
نقف احتراما لنشيد الوطن. يبدأ الآن دي جي جيش الحر.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to have some fun tonight.
Special guest of honor, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, please may we all be seated. Sorry for that error. The national anthem was already on while before announcing. Thank you very much. Please may we all be seated.
يجلس الجميع.
No, so
DJ, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we got too many superstars in the building repping Nigeria. We got the badge in the building, make some noise!
Hoje noite.
We got TV Dakota in the building, make some noise! We got Olamide Bada in the building, make some noise! Yemi Alade in the building, make some noise! My nigga DJ Titanium, you ready? That's right. The field is open for all y'all to come forward, please. Come forward, come forward, come forward. We about to go crazy. Let's go.